All right, let's go over motor mapping and maybe do flight controller orientation, because that's really the biggest reason you would do motor mapping. Okay, imagine, if you will, that we have built a quad, and let's just say we don't know if it flies yet. And one quick way to make sure your orientation is correct would be to actually turn the accelerometer on and just go to setup and a little cartoon of the drone. If I tip forward, the cartoon should go forward. Okay, so it's not. So I tip back, it goes forward. Tip left, it goes right. So everything is perfectly backwards, right? So let's go back in and go to yaw degrees. It's because we turned the flight controller. It's not upside down. If it's upside down, you do that with the roll. But so all we did was turn it around on the yaw axis. So we're gonna turn it backwards, 180 degrees off. Okay, so now we look at the cartoon, we tip forward, it goes forward, tip left, it goes left, right, it goes right. So now we're right. So now let's check our motor direction. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, however you want to memorize that. It's actually good to memorize that it's 4, 2, 3, 1. And let's hook up a battery and see if this is correct. So we put our bench battery on there. It's just a 3-cell 850. And what we want to do is, we know that motor 4 should be the left front. Oh, we have to hit agree. Never, ever, ever have props on if it's on your bench working on it. Even if you're just hooking up the USB, it's good practice to take the props off, because you may want to hook up a battery real quick. All right, so we turn on motor 4 and we see that it is opposite of what we want. And if we did motor 2, we would find that it is also opposite. We want it up here. So that's where we map the motors. And for this part, we're going to disconnect the battery, because in the CLI tab, you do not want batteries connected. So we go to CLI, and in CLI, we simply type resource, enter. And at the very top, you have your motor. So motor number 1 is actually a B01 is the physical pad that motor 1 is being controlled. So this is the logic control, and this is the actual physical control. So we are wrong with our setup. We turned the flight controller 180 degrees off, which means you really want to turn the motors 180 degrees. So let's take something useless like this power bill, and I'm going to show you a real quick and easy way to do this. So I like to write the motor orientation and then flip it and write the motor orientation again. So we can see 1 is B01, 2 is B00, and I'm getting these right directly off of there. So 1 is B01, 2 is B00, 3 is C09, and 4 is A 08. And then we can flip it over, and you simply transcribe that now is number 4. So B01 is now 4. This bottom left corner is now B00. The top right corner is now C09. And then that leaves us with A08. And watch out for cats that like to chew on motor shafts. Okay, to change it in the CLI tab, now we're going to type resource motor 1, and going off of our little cheat sheet here, motor 1 is A08. Enter. It'll tell you that it's already assigned to motor 4. It doesn't matter because we're going to redo every one of them. So repeat that for all of them. Resource motor 2 C09. Resource motor 3 B00. And then resource motor 4 to B01. So before I hit save and exit, let me make sure I explain that. So at first, motor 4 was A08 and motor 2 was B00. So if you are holding the paper and you know you yawed the flight controller 180 degrees off, it's simply this. So now this is number 4, and that's what would make it correct. That's what would make the motor orientation, the motor signal, match the flight controller new orientation. So now we're going to hit save. It's going to exit.
Love you, Daddy.
Love you, baby. And then now we can go back into motors and we can hit agree because, like I said, our props are off. Now with our battery connected and that we are in agreement with if your props are on, you will die, we're going to power up motor 4. And lo and behold, motor 4 is now the front left. And we can simply check that motor 2 is the front right. Motor 1 is the right rear. And 3, the only one left, hopefully it works, should be the left rear. And that is a very simple and quick way to do motor mapping. Obviously it would be a lot faster if you didn't have a guy like me talking into the camera. So if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, leave me a comment. If you would like to see anything else in a different video series, let me know. I'd be happy to do it, especially because on Betaflight I can just sit here and quickly do stuff. All right, thank you.